Imagine a place that held the secrets of the world. A single building where the collected knowledge of Egypt, Greece, Babylon, India, and beyond was stored, scrolls filled with mysteries, formulas, maps, languages, even possibly the lost history of humanity. Then it burned. Not once, but possibly multiple times. This is the story of the Library of Alexandria, a dream of infinite knowledge, its mysterious destruction, and the question that still haunts historians: what was lost? Part 1: The Birth of a Dream. In the 3rd century BCE, in the booming city of Alexandria, Egypt, a grand vision took shape under the rule of Ptolemy I Soter, a former general of Alexander the Great. His goal? To gather every book, every scroll, every scrap of written knowledge in the known world. He began building a temple to learning, a place unlike anything before or since. The Library of Alexandria wasn't just a building. It was part of a larger complex called the Mausoleum, dedicated to the muses, goddesses of the arts and sciences. Think of it as the world's first research university. It housed scholars paid to think and write full-time, laboratories and observatories, botanical and zoological gardens. Thousands of scrolls copied by hand. How many scrolls? Estimates range from 40,000 to over 400,000. And these weren't just Greek texts. Ptolemy's agents scoured markets, harbors, and temples across the world: Persia, India, Africa, Mesopotamia, offering gold in exchange for rare texts. They even seized books from ships docked in Alexandria, copying them, and then returning the copies instead of the originals. Part 2: What did it hold? The question that drives historians crazy isn't just how it was built, but what was inside. Let's dive into the rumors and possibilities. The complete works of Homer, including versions we've never seen. Plays by Sophocles and Euripides, only a handful survive today, but the library may have had hundreds. Ancient Egyptian medicine manuals, potentially thousands of years old even then. Babylonian star charts and astronomical theories, possibly mapping the stars long before European records. Lost books of Hebrew scripture, ancient versions that may differ significantly from today's texts. Mathematics from India or China, centuries before they reached Europe. Atlantean lore or pre-flood histories. Some believe so, though we may never know. Legend says the library may have held the secrets of the pyramids, blueprints for ancient machines, even knowledge of electricity or flight, though these are highly speculative. Still, the absence of evidence is not the evidence of absence. Part 3: How did it burn? And did it? Here's where the mystery deepens. How did the greatest library in history vanish? Turns out, it didn't burn just once. There are 4 possible destruction events. 1. Julius Caesar, 48 BCE. During his civil war in Egypt, Caesar reportedly set fire to the ships in Alexandria's harbor. The fire spread to the city and may have reached the library. Plutarch wrote that the flames consumed a great number of books. But was this the main library, or just a storage depot? 2. The rise of Christianity, 3rd to 4th century CE. As Christianity gained power, pagan institutions were seen as threats. Temples were destroyed or repurposed. Some believe the library, or a successor, was dismantled in this ideological shift. 3. Theophilus and the Serapeum, 391 CE. The Serapeum, a temple that housed a branch of the library, was destroyed by a Christian mob. If any texts remained, this could have been their end. 4. Muslim conquest, 642 CE. A legend with little historical backing claims that when the Muslim commander Amr ibn al-As asked the caliph what to do with the books, he was told, "If the books agree with the Quran, we don't need them. If they disagree, we shouldn't have them." So they were allegedly burned. But this tale is widely considered apocryphal, written centuries after the fact. The truth? The library likely declined slowly, underfunded, politicized, and raided over centuries, until nothing remained. Part 4: Who used it and what did they learn? The Library of Alexandria attracted the greatest minds of the ancient world: Euclid, the father of geometry; Archimedes, who may have studied here; Herophilus, who dissected bodies to study the brain; Eratosthenes, who calculated the Earth's circumference within 1% accuracy, over 2,000 years ago. It was a magnet for genius. And here's a wild thought: what if this knowledge hadn't been lost? Would we have had electricity in 1200, flight by 1500, a computer revolution by 1600? The burning of the library may have set back human progress by centuries. Part 5, The Legacy and the Lesson. Today, we live in a world where information is abundant, but vulnerable. The Library of Alexandria teaches us a painful truth: knowledge is fragile. Not because it burns, but because it can be neglected, erased, or simply forgotten. In 2002, Egypt opened the Bibliotheca Alexandrina, a modern tribute to the lost library. It's beautiful, but it can never fully replace what once was. Because the real tragedy isn't just the fire, it's the silence that followed. We may never know what was truly lost in Alexandria, but maybe that's what keeps the mystery alive. 10 interesting facts about the Library of Alexandria. 1. It tried to collect every book on Earth. The library's mission was to acquire a copy of every book ever written, regardless of language or origin. Agents were sent across Africa, Asia, and the Mediterranean with government funding and open scroll orders. 2. It seized books from ships in the harbor. Any ship that docked in Alexandria was legally required to surrender its books. Library scribes would copy them, keep the original, and return the copy to the owner, often without telling them. 3. No one knows exactly how it was destroyed. There's no single confirmed account of the library's destruction. Historians debate whether it was burned by Julius Caesar, Christian mobs, or during the Muslim conquest, or if it simply faded away over centuries. 4. It may have contained over 400,000 scrolls. At its peak, the library may have stored between 40,000 and 400,000 scrolls, covering topics from astronomy to surgery to unknown philosophies. 5. It was part of the first think tank. The library wasn't just storage, it was part of the Mouse Ion, a complex that functioned like a modern university, with scholars, dorms, classrooms, and paid researchers. 6. It held knowledge from around the world. Texts were acquired from India, Persia, Egypt, Mesopotamia, and Greece, including possibly early documents on medicine, astronomy, and philosophy long before they reached Europe. 7. Eratosthenes measured the earth there. The scholar Eratosthenes, using scrolls from the library and simple geometry, calculated the Earth's circumference with surprising accuracy, within 1% of the actual value. 8. Herophilus conducted human dissections. Working under library support, Herophilus became one of the first to perform systematic human dissections, making groundbreaking discoveries about the brain, nervous system, and anatomy. 9. It may have contained lost works of science and religion. The library possibly held now-lost texts by Aristotle, Sappho, Zoroaster, and even early Hebrew or Eastern religious texts that could have rewritten parts of religious history. 10. A modern version exists today. In 2002, Egypt opened the Bibliotheca Alexandrina, a high-tech library built near the original site. It aims to recapture the spirit of the ancient wonder, housing millions of books in over 80 languages. So if you found this story fascinating, like, comment, and subscribe for more deep dives into the strangest corners of history. And remember, sometimes, the most powerful stories are the ones that disappeared.